So this year's visit is a little bit different this year. Rather than just speak to random stall holders, I'm going to focus on people that offer something that could be sustainable. It might be something you can do, or something you can in fact eat, which is one of my hobbies. I do enjoy eating. Dr. Bike. Let's find out what that's all about. Graham, Dr. Bike, you're here at the Green Festival. What's that all about? What are you about?
Well, keen to promote cycling in all its forms, hence the Green Festival. I brought a set of tools with me, so if anybody's come with a bike that needs a bit of tweaking, I can give it some attention. I can advise on what they need if it's beyond what I can do today. And I'm also here because I volunteer for the Friary Homeless Centre locally, and people donate bikes to them. I get them all working and I sell them to people who want a cheap bike, an adult bike, for about £40 or £50.
And where's the Friary?
The Friary is based on Musters Road in Bridgeford, but it caters for people throughout the Nottingham area. And I sell about 150 bikes a year, and all the money that I get goes to them.
And how long have you been going, Graham, as Mr. Bike?
Well, I first started mending bikes in my 20s, but I've only been volunteering for about the past 5 or 10 years. And the other volunteering I do is on Thursday mornings in the meadows. I do a little bike fixing session at the Climate Hub on Toni Street.
And do you go to many of these festivals?
When I'm free, I try and go to something, but only locally. I don't drive a car.
No.
You can see why that brings me to the Green Festival.
Yeah.
I live in the meadows. The Arboretum's near enough for me to come to. No, you can't go on the Paris Housing.
Oh, I said 5.
Yeah, well, yeah. I had to say between this because ownership is difficult to establish when one is
So it increases the money for more interest.
That's also true. It depends what they're using the silk for, and whether it's whether they're the bondage spider.
It's getting quite busy, overcast. It does look like rain. Hopefully the rain will keep off. Ah, there's a man over here with a hatchet, with an axe. Adam, the Green Scene Forest School, that's a mouthful. What's that all about?
Yeah, so it's based in North Nottinghamshire. It's run by a chap called Hem, and he does kids' forest schools, and he also does adult education in greenwood carving.
What's greenwood carving?
Greenwood carving, so it's taking wood that's fresh, it's still got lots of moisture in it, and we're working it with hand tools only that are really sharp, like an axe, and various knives, and generally trying to make functional yet beautiful things. And it's a really grounding hobby and activity to do, especially nowadays, getting away from computers and screens.
And growing interest.
Oh yeah, it's exploded massively. In the last 10 years there's been a lot of more interest in it, but a lot of the techniques, the traditional techniques that have been around for thousands of years really.
So what got you into it?
I did a countryside management course with Nottingham University.
Okay.
One of the modules there was greenwood crafts, so we've got a shave horse like this one here.
Yeah.
On the course we learned how to use a shave horse and a pole lathe, using the materials we've been coppicing or cutting down in the conservation work.
Have you got a base then?
So I'm based in Newstead Village, but we
Right.
also do teaching at various community gardens in Nottingham, like
Right.
Greenheart, based in Snanton,
Yeah.
and hopefully up at EcoWorks soon as well in
Oh, right,
St
yeah.
Anne's. Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled on the Facebook groups and
What's your
sure to be on
socials?
there.
Do you know them offhand?
I'm Wise of the Woods on Instagram.
Right, that's
so
on
you
the
can see
screen
all-
right now.
Yeah, you can see all my spoons and bowls and what I've been up to on there.
How
yeah.
long does it take to make a, I don't know, a 10-inch bowl?
Um,
An average bowl, how long would it take you from a lump of wood?
For me, probably about half a day.
Right.
If you're a beginner, then a good day and a half probably. But spoons are much quicker to learn.
Right.
Especially doing cooking spoons that are
Yeah.
quite flat. You can learn to do those in a couple of hours.
If
and
you've
then
got a
it's just
spoon, how do you
practice.
sort of protect it? Obviously you're using it to
Yeah,
eat
so
with.
all-
Is there any, do you
all
have
my
to waterproof it? Or
No. So all my spoons, I use a natural oil called tung oil, TUNG, which is from a nut, and it's totally food safe. And I coat it in that, and then it polymerizes in the sunlight and hardens, and then that'll last a lifetime. Then, and then you just wash it with warm soapy water. Yeah, job done.
So is it the sort of stuff that can be made?
Yes, we run a 6-week course, 2 6-week courses at the Newstead Centre, and I work with a local wood carver called John Flanders. So we work in partnership. He's the master carver, but I'm running the course,
Yeah.
and I assist everybody whilst he's teaching and I teaching. So we start from a block of wood like that.
Yeah.
This is a locally sourced. This is actually lime from Newstead Abbey.
Okay. Well, that is local then, isn't it?
So we're and the shanks of the walking sticks are from Nottinghamshire. They could be anywhere. So these are actually local as well.
Yeah.
So that's hazel. So we run a 6-week course where we're using tools like chisels and knives, and we start off with a piece of wood like that. With a bit of knife work, we'll start removing some of the material, and eventually we'll get a shape.
And how long would something like that take to?
Usually 6 weeks, 2 hours. Some people might do it quicker.
Yeah.
Some people might take longer. And this is my very first carving I did. So
Is that actually? Oh, that's cold as well.
so that's carved. So I've used tools we use like hand chisels.
Yeah.
Start off with the knife.
Have you got an artistic background then? Or
I've always been artistic,
forestry?
but my background is forestry. I'm an
Okay.
ex-park ranger. I've worked in conservation work and sometimes museums for 20 years as a park ranger doing conservation
Yeah.
work and organising events like this. And because of kept getting made redundant because of austerity,
Right.
and I set up my own business called Green Scene Forest School. My speciality is actually working with people, so I can work from mothers and toddlers to school groups to university professors, but my speciality is people with disabilities, mental health, and certainly working with young people with behavioural issues.
So Hem, how can we find you on the likes of Facebook?
Right, we're called Green Scene Forest School,
Okay.
and we've got a Facebook page. But if you do a type in at Green Scene Forest School,
Yeah.
you should be able to find us. I do have a web page.
Yeah.
It's slightly outdated,
Okay.
and it does need updating. But Facebook is the best place to find us.
Well, that's-
Sometimes Instagram as well.
Yeah, well, your Facebook's on the screen right now,
Yes.
and any others that I find, they will be in the description below.
Yes, a lot of our events and courses are advertised on Eventbrite under Green Scene Forest School.
Okay.
And some of our courses are very subsidised, so for the end user, for the learner, it could be, if it's subsidised, from £5 going up to £80, but a lot of our courses are worth, for example, the carving class to make a walking stick would cost £240, but we work in partnership with Nottinghamshire County Council, Inspire Learning, and we're funded by the Education and Skills Funding Agency.
What's my dream? I was with Taylor and he saw stuff. Oh, Margaret? Yeah. I seen her for ages. Yeah. Is she working now then? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I like her.
Not everybody has one thing on there. I think we're about half 2 now. I love that though. You get cans here, straw.
Yeah, we've got
cans.
here. I think everybody's.
What's this all about then? Tiger.
Tiger. So at Tiger we do lots of things, as you can see on the t-shirt. People and planet. So we're very much around supporting people, helping with mental health, having opportunities for people to come together, for community to come together. So that manifests itself in different projects that we run. So this particular one is Tiger Eats, and we make a range of vegetarian and vegan food from rescued food that we collect.
What do you mean by rescue food?
We collect from Fair Share, but we
Okay.
will also take food donations in from other places as well. And then, whereas a lot of people from Fair Share will, it will go to things like food banks, so you'll be given a bag of, if you like, ingredients to people.
Yeah.
We actually turn it into a cooked meal that we chill down, and then people in the community can pre-order those from us, so they can get a nutritional meal from the rescued food rather than having to cook themselves.
And you're based in Nottingham?
We are based at All Souls on Ilkeston Road
Oh right, in Radford.
in Radford. Some people will know us from Listergate in town. We used to have our hub there. We are currently still trying to get another large building in the city so that we can be open to the public every day. Where we are at the moment, we're more focused on our projects. So one of the other ones is Tiger Green Textiles. We do a lot of upcycling, recycling, reusables. A project that crosses the two is our Cook in a Box workshop. So we teach people how to make their own box, so that they can reduce their energy costs in the winter, bringing a pot to the boil and basically wrapping it and letting it cook in its own heat.
Just explain the concept of keeping
The food warm.
food warm. Yeah.
So it's really, really old tech. This is the boxes are based on the old hay boxes, and we also do bags that are used a lot across Africa. But the boxes are the easiest thing for anybody to do. So you start with a cardboard box that is going to be big enough to take your pot. So we have quite big ones because we have up to 10 litre tubs, but you can do smaller ones to suit a family size pot. Ideally a sort of pot that you'd put in the oven so you haven't got a long handle on it. Then you bring your pot to the boil, have it roll in for about 5 minutes so it's properly hot, and then you wrap it. So you can use a variety of things. You can use pillows and cushions you've already got, or you can make your own from duvets one of the boxes is actually got an old sleeping bag for the outer.
Nobody's still in it, is there?
Don't think so. But also you can see here Jack's used the sort of things that you would get from food being delivered. You know, so anything that's going to keep it insulated, which means keep it hot. And as long as it's well insulated, it holds the heat. You can leave things to cook, and it varies, you know, at least an hour. But some of it will depend how big or small the food pieces are cut.
Okay, so if you were boiling up a pan of rice for one person,
rice would be a lot quicker, and you would bring it up to the boil for 5 minutes, then wrap it, and it'll take maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. But obviously you don't have to keep it on that heat, so it's saving you energy. So even something as simple as that, or do a 1-pot stew, curry, chilli. We use it a lot for dark. Well, we have got some food here, we can feed you. You know, 1-pot cooking is really good, and just leave it as long as you need. It holds the heat really well. Last time we went out, the stuff had been in the boxes 2 hours and was still measuring over 90 degrees, so it holds the heat really well. Some of it will depend on how much of a gap you've got between the bottom, and this is why we say to people, play about with it, you know, adapt your own recipes. There's no right or wrong way about it, but once you get into the flow with it, it's a great way to cook.
It's all about planning, really, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of planning and a bit of experimentation. But yeah, it's great. So keep an eye out for Tiger, because we will be doing small workshops, show people how to make their own, and they can go away with their own box.
Socials, website.
Tiger Showcases for Instagram, Twitter, Tiger Community Enterprise for Facebook, or Tiger Green Textiles and Tiger Green Text on Twitter. There you go. And if you're particularly, just a little aside, through Tiger Green Textiles we also do reusable sanitary wear, and we support period poverty with that project. So if you want to look at that, it's the Super Project. Super is short for sustainable periods. But for every pad that we sell, we'll give one away to someone in period poverty.
How interesting was that? Well, I've got some of the food here. A cauliflower and something else. Curry and rice.
It is a yes. This is so it's not.
The proof is in the pudding. Although I haven't got a pudding, I've got I think it's a cauliflower curry. And rice. Very nice it is too.
Right, so first off, presentation not as rambunctious as Alex is over here. I just have this. This is a battery.
Caroline, Plant.NG Wild, what's that all about?
So it's a community tree planting, it's a tree nursery. What we're trying to do is grow trees from seed, locally sourced.
In Nottinghamshire?
Yes, absolutely, so we don't get diseases, and we're trying to, what we're doing is we as volunteers are growing these trees so that we can sell them on as cheaply as possible, so more people can grow trees, so it's better for the climate, better for biodiversity. More trees are in the ground on the whole is the best for the environment and for wildlife. So that's what we're working towards.
And how long have you been active?
Well, we've been doing this for, I'd say properly active the last 2 years, but we've been talking about it for about a couple of years before, and we have been growing trees separately until we got together. So I have a little tree nursery in our local village as well, and Rachel's been growing trees in her garden, and so we've been doing this for quite a long time, so it's something we're both passionate about.
So are you a charity then, or a co-op?
Yeah, it's a community, so it's a CIC, so it's like a charity. We don't make money.
No.
All the money that we get is put back into the business, and really we don't charge a lot. All we want is to recoup our costs, like compost and that kind of thing, so we sell very, very cheaply.
And how many people are involved?
Well, mostly me and Rachel, but there are some volunteers as well. So we're at Screeverton, and there are some local volunteers that come, but it's not on a regular basis on the whole, but people do come on a Tuesday and a Friday morning, which is wonderful. So it would be great to have more volunteers.
Well, similarly, not so well that you don't get the strange dragging.
Helen, Canopy 2050, what's that all about?
So basically what I do is I organise seed collecting, collect lots and lots of different tree seeds, distribute them at festivals, or I've got a website as well, so people can go online.
Seed swaps?
Yeah, I could go to seed swaps or things like green festivals.
Yeah.
So I basically give away tree seeds or baby trees. I've got a selection of very small trees here that I like to give out to children, and so people grow them in their gardens and allotments until they're about this big, about 2 or 3 feet high.
Yeah.
And I organise planting locations, so once people have grown their baby trees, they bring them, they plant them so that they know where they are and can visit them in the future.
Is that in the immediate Nottinghamshire area?
Yeah, it's I started in Broxtowe,
okay,
but it is expanding,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's expanding into wider Nottinghamshire now.
And how do people get in touch with you? Have you got socials or?
Yeah, I mean you can literally look up Canopy 2050. I've got a website, www.canopy2050.org.
That's on the screen right now. So Helen, how long does it take for a seed to grow into a sapling like this?
These take about 2 years, so this is literally from seed to this size. There's a few that are slower. For example, holly is really slow.
Okay.
And yew is another really slow grower. But most of the others are quite good.
And have you got any immediate projects in the area that you're sort of
yeah, so
involved in,
this autumn as well there'll be some projects sort of going to tree depleted areas and basically offering trees and free planting of them in people's front gardens. So the idea is that we green up the streets. Obviously that's good for cooling the air and all of those things. But also the idea is that we get some lower growing trees as well, so that they're great for habitat as well, so for hedgehogs, mice, small mammals.
Right, okay, I think we're there.
Okay.
This looks an interesting concept.
Okay, you two go. Go on.
Alright.
I think you're the one extra cake.
The Climate Action Cinema. I'm guessing what's happening, we've got a guy here pedalling away, generating some electricity. Somebody else is playing on the keyboard, and there's a group of people in the audience enjoying the film, just like films used to be. Joy, the Hockerton Project, based in Nottinghamshire. I remember when that first came about quite a few years ago. I was very sort of inspired by it. You're involved in it now.
Yeah, I'm the newest. My family are the newest additions to the project. We moved in last year, but my husband was moved in when he was 3, and his parents helped build the houses, so they were part of the original 5 families that got involved.
That was my zip around the Green Festival. Really quick, short. To be honest, weather's been a little bit inclement, a lot shorter than previous years. I did want to concentrate on speaking to people that provide something or do something that you can perhaps do at home. Yeah, that's fine.